What have you seen with these top models? Like, do they have anything in common?
What I've noticed, it's not the hardcore adult entertainers, if you want to call it that, the ones that are doing crazy stuff on camera where you're like, oh my God, like, don't even want to look at that. It's more so the ones that really just do provide that girlfriend experience.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode. All right, guys, we got Michael Noicos here today.
Correct.
We're going to talk OF management and scaling a big company fast.
Yes.
That's what you pulled off.
Indeed, I have.
8-figure company in what, 2 years?
A little bit less, about, I'd say 15, 16 months.
Wow. And that's impressive because it's not really the peak of OF. So you did that in a after kind of peak.
Correct.
Which is harder.
Yes.
Because a lot of people were crushing it during the peak, maybe 3 to 5 years ago. I don't know when it was.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, OF really kicked off, particularly around the whole time when people were just stuck indoors, etc. But when it really comes down to it, I suppose in terms of scaling the business, it really comes down to just core business fundamentals in terms of just digital marketing, because it is an online business, obviously, with people, both consumers and producers, working through the internet, mostly their phone. But yeah, it's really just about, well, there's always a core demand for the product, if you want to call it that, of what's supplied on OnlyFans. But yeah, it's really just about using intelligent business practices to actually scale, because the company, it was actually started from a budget of $500 and it's scaled to 8 figures within about 18 months. Yeah, you don't need to. Yeah, you don't need to. It's a large return. Yeah, you don't need this big, huge investments from startup funds and VC firms and Y Combinator's and all of that. If you've got a model where you can just use the concept of client financed acquisition, whereby your first client, it doesn't cost you that much money to, I guess you could say, recruit them or acquire them, whatever that might be, and then to just multiply that, because that client generates your revenue. You then put that revenue back into marketing, and it's just a flywheel that exponentially grows.
And that's always been my style. I hate when people raise millions on an idea. It never works out.
And it sounds very stressful.
It's just a comfort level you don't want early on in a business.
Yeah. Because
you want to be grinding. You want to be worried about the next month paycheck. I mean,
correct.
When you raise $1 million, you're not going to try as hard.
No way. No way. Because you just got the money. And
it's a mental thing.
Easy. And you could pull it out, or you probably wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, it's I think it's a lot better to bootstrap a business personally, unless it's something where you genuinely need that startup capital. But if you're just an entrepreneur looking for a new cash flow source of, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month, whatever that might be, you don't need to invest a huge amount of capital up front. There are so many business models where you can do it. Like,
absolutely.
I've not just started and scaled OnlyFans companies. That's the one that I'm currently focused on the most. But I do have a few other companies as well that are more passive. But in the past, I've had success in drop shipping, more of a brand-built e-commerce store, affiliate marketing, SMMA, things along that nature. There's just, and all of them, they were started with less than $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And that's inspiring for people watching this, because not everyone has money to start a company.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think they need like 10 to 100K.
Yeah, whenever someone says, I want to start a business, but I just don't have the money, I can't do it. I'm just thinking, just try.
Yeah.
Just why don't you actually try for once?
Yeah, I hate that excuse. It's a limiting belief.
It is truly a limiting belief. You really need to, it's just, you need to just, there's a business model that works. You just need to actually genuinely apply yourself, because two identical people can be given the exact same blueprint, and one person will just kind of do it and they'll say, I'm trying, and they'll just do what I like to call stuff, or they'll just, fiddle around and push around and do all this stuff that doesn't really matter, versus then the second person who might be a more experienced or intelligent operator who actually goes, okay, what are the core needle moving activities that I can do? How can I leverage my time? How can I outsource things that I'm not necessarily too competent in? How can I leverage my own skill set to actually focus on scaling, keeping the 4 I like to think of most businesses with 4 key departments. You've got like a financial department, a marketing department, a sales department, and an operational department.
Right.
And if you just think about every day, how can I move the needle in each of these to actually get to your end objective of, say, your 1 month targets, your 3 month targets, your 6 month, and your 12 month? That's really what you can do to, push things forward.
Absolutely. And I saw you say on another show, getting your first 10K was actually harder than the first 100K.
Oh, yeah, it was considerably. So getting your 10, with this particular business, with OFM, it was actually very easy to get the first 10K. But in terms of other business models, for sure, like getting your first $10,000, you need to prove product market fit. You need to build your brand. You need to figure out what sort of marketing actually works so that you can predictably, I suppose, put, say, for example, $1,000 or X into marketing to get a 2X, 3X, 4X, 5X return, whatever it is that you're looking for. Because once you've got that locked in, scaling becomes a lot easier. Yeah,
I agree. That first 10 was hard. First 100 was hard too, for sure. But the first million was easy.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
It's easier each time. And depending on the business model, even your first $100 can be excruciating.
Yeah.
But then once you get rolling, it just kicks off.
Yeah. Because once the concept's proven, got good margins. With OF, there's great margins. Service-based.
Yes,
that's why I got out of dropshipping. Yeah. Margins were thin.
Very thin. I found it was about 10 to 15% if I was lucky, yeah.
And that's nothing compared to the work you're putting in.
Bad, yeah.
OF, the margins are probably, 80%?
75, 80.
That's really high.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar with podcasting too. 75, 80%. Yeah. I've seen some shows 90, 95.
Not bad.
With podcasting, yeah. And there's a lot of fun and good networking. Of
course it is.
Yeah. I'd say podcasting and OF management are two of the top industries right now.
Yeah, there's definitely, and in terms of OF management, I hear a lot of people say, it's a dying industry because people are starting to become aware that there are managers there that might be messaging on behalf of the girl's account. But at the end of the day, it's really not, because why do people purchase this content off OnlyFans when they could just go to a more explicit website? I'm not going to say it, but everyone knows the one I'm talking about, right? If they want to look at that type of content. It's because the customers on OnlyFans, who are, the fans of all the models on there, they're really just lacking that connection, if you want to say. So it's just their way, even if subconsciously they might know that it's like it might not necessarily be the girl they're talking to.
Yeah.
They just still get that adrenaline kick, that dopamine kick. We're in Vegas right now. It's kind of like going to the casino.
Right.
When you sit down on that blackjack table, you're probably going to lose.
Yep.
But you do it anyway.
That's true. It's the allure of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Soon there'll be AI girlfriends talking to people.
It's already a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
in
already
Asia. Yeah, I saw that.
No, even in America, I've seen everywhere. There's AI. There are AI girlfriend apps. I know there are AI OnlyFans accounts out there as well.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's pretty sophisticated. Like face technology, but yeah, definitely.
They'll be integrating those with sex robots soon too, I bet.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, those have been around for a while, like sex dolls and
yeah, and the adult industry, if you want to call it in general, like adult entertainment, be it strip clubs or OnlyFans or other websites, sex dolls, if you want to call it that, all of that industry, it's kind of like I'm not going to say it's a black market industry, but it's a hidden industry that not many people really talk about.
Yeah.
But the amount of cash flow that goes through it is insane.
You did 30 mil in 14 months.
Roughly.
And you're just a percentage of the OF market.
Percent.
Probably not even 1%, right?
Not even close.
Wow.
Not even close.
That's crazy. They must be pulling in billions then.
Oh, they are pulling in, I'm not sure of the exact figure. I think the last time I checked, I might be wrong, about 5.4 billion. I think in 2021.
Holy crap.
And it is getting increasing year on year.
Damn. And they take like 5%, right? Or something crazy.
Yeah. So OnlyFans, they take, that's their earnings, not revenue on the platform. Yeah. That's their earnings. So total revenue created is a lot higher than that.
Whoa, the 5 billion is their profit?
Fairly certain.
Holy crap. I thought that was the total revenue.
No.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's insane. So that means they're doing, because they take 5%, right?
20%,
but
20%. I'm sure they have a lot of fees, etc.
Okay. So that means their revenue is at least 5 times higher than that profit. Holy. So this is a huge market.
Yes, huge.
Yeah, the adult entertainment space in general is huge. Almost every guy watches.
Most would, I'd say, yeah.
Took me a while to cut it, dude.
Yeah.
I cut it out 2 years ago, and I mean, it's addicting as a teenager in your 20s. You know, everyone's doing it for sure.
Yeah.
But they're not really making money, right?
Who's they? Is in OnlyFans? Or?
No, the adult entertainment sites.
Honestly, I'm not too sure about other adult entertainment sites. I know in terms of OnlyFans, at least from what I see, I mean, I know I'm making money from it.
No, I meant like the actors in the videos compared to OF.
I've heard female can get paid quite well, but on OnlyFans they're just going to make more because they can just market individual. They can group market, but the experience for their fans, it feels individualized, especially if they've got a management agency that actually knows how to, I suppose, communicate with their clients on behalf of the model.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you still acquiring more clients right now for the OF agency?
Yeah, we are. So what we do at Banks Management, we've actually got two fundamental areas of our business. So the first is we do run our own agency, but the second, which is actually where our primary focus is right now, we actually help, be it business owners, entrepreneurs, people stuck in a 9-to-5 looking to escape. We help them actually start and scale their own OnlyFans management agency with the goal to hit $30,000 a month in profit within 3 to 12 months.
Wow.
Obviously, we try and push for 3, but depending on the individual's level, pre-existing level of experience in business, particularly online business, it can be a lot quicker. Say, for example, we've had clients come on where they've already built a consulting business before online, and they already know how to run Facebook ads, and they understand how to set up automations, all of that nerd stuff, as I like to call it. They can get some of these cranked out pretty quickly, get it to $30K a month fairly easily, because fundamentally, when it comes down to running an OnlyFans management agency, if we look back at the sales, marketing, operations, and financial departments, if you want to call it that, it's like you've got a chief marketing officer, chief sales officer, COO, CFO, CEO, of course, being the business owner. It's really just about going, okay, so the marketing element is just recruiting models into the company at a desired rate. The sales element, well, at least communicating to get a certain number of leads. The sales element is to convert those leads into clients that have signed a contract and are registered with your agency or on the books of the agency. The operational department is essentially, you got two pieces to it. Number one, it's helping the model grow her Instagram. I'm not just Instagram, but like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, etc. To grow those accounts. Say, for example, a model joins your agency. She's only got 5,000 followers. Well, is she going to make more on OnlyFans if she's got 5,000 Instagram followers or 500,000 Instagram followers? It's the latter, right? So it's about growing that. And then the second element of the operational department of one of these OFM agencies is to actually help with the messaging and I guess you could say management. Because if a girl's got, say, for example, she's got 200 fans in her account and 100 men, they're usually men that are fans, messaging her per day. It would be pretty hard for her to sit there all day and respond to 100 people because she's got a life, and a lot of these models, they're not looking to start OnlyFans to just be sitting at home on their phone texting guys all day. They get sick of it. That's why they bring on a manager, right? And then the third element is just to assist them with content creation, because when they've got a lot of this, 200 fans or 300 or 500 fans, after a while they're like, gosh, I've taken every photo I can think of. What do I do next? That's also where the management agency comes in. They give them every single week, they say, all right, we're going to take these types of photos for your OnlyFans, these types of videos for your OnlyFans, these types of photos and videos for your Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, etc. Like scripting the TikToks, giving ideas for Instagram photos, things like that on a weekly basis, whereby that's delivered to the model for her to action. And when models action that, I mean, it's extremely easy for a model to make $10,000 a month. I'll put it to you this way. So let's say a model generates, she starts from scratch, right? Say she only brings on, let's say 3 fans a day. After 1 month, she'll have 90 fans. We'll call it 100 fees. 100 fans, if she's got a $10 subscription, that's already $1,000 on monthly recurring revenue, which obviously has huge value if she knows how to ensure that the fans don't churn through. We're just using simple numbers here to make it easy to conceptualize.
Yeah.
That means she's got $1,000 worth of MRR in month 1. If she has no churn and just maintains that recruitment fan generation rate or new subscriber generation rate, at month 2 she'd have 200 fans and $2,000 in MRR. And it goes on and on. Obviously, in real life, there is a bit of churn.
Yeah.
So it might go 1,000, then you'll get another 100, but 20 might drop off. Then you'll get another 100 and 20 will drop off, or whatever that churner to new subscriber ratio might be. And then once that happens, you've got the direct messages, which usually accounts for about, if you've got a good manager, about 80% of the model's revenue. And we've looked at more than 1,000 accounts. About 80% of their revenue will come from just direct messages.
Wow.
20% from subs.
That's crazy.
If a model does it by herself, we've seen accounts where the model has been doing it by herself. It was about 60% from subscriptions, 40% from messages. And that is the amount of impact that a good management agency can have.
You're saving them a ton of time and making them more money.
Correct.
That's cool.
So yeah, they get time, money, and energy.
I didn't know Reddit was a funnel for these girls.
Reddit's a funnel. Yeah, and I like that you use the word funnel. So it's some people think about this business and they go, oh, it's just some sleazy, dodgy business, right? Number one, it's really just another form of, it's just a platform, right? Whereby producers produce content for consumers. It happens to be adult entertainment, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's something, dodgy or sleazy or slimy or whatever words people might use for it. Like it is quite, for example, a lot of our models, they don't get nude, and they say when we onboard them, we give them a huge onboarding list of okay, here's all the types of content, like really look at this. Let us know what you are happy to do. Let us know what you're not happy to do. And we've had models make thousands and thousands and multiple thousands of dollars US per day.
Are you interested in coming on the Digital Social Hour podcast as a guest? Well, click the application link below in the description of this video. We are always looking for cool stories, cool entrepreneurs to talk to about business and life. Click the application link below, and here's the episode, guys.
That never took naked photos and were just 20 years old.
So what are they selling then?
So they were really good, or rather we were really good at essentially providing that girlfriend experience to all of her fans.
Got it.
Yeah, because as I was saying a few minutes ago, Sean, a lot of the consumers on OnlyFans, they are just looking fundamentally for connection. Like I've spoken about this quite a few times on other podcasts as well, but it's really, why do men fundamentally pay for this content when they could just get it for free on,
another site,
Yeah. It's because they can't get that connection in real life for whatever reason.
Facts.
They're just not good at interacting with the other gender. No matter what they try, they might have not been able to get any action, if you want to call it that, for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, or, it sounds...
No, there's a lot of guys
sad,
that are virgins.
It's an overwhelming majority. And when you look at all of those Tinder studies and things where you've actually got empirically, factually based data, because numbers don't lie. Anecdote, verbatim, you can say what you want to say. Numbers don't lie. And they show crazy stats. It's like something like 90% of men on those dating apps do not get the attention they want. It's kind of like, I think it's the top 10% of men on the platform, if you want to call it amount of matches they get and amount of conversations started. The top 10% of men speak with 90 or 80% of the women. It's kind of like the Pareto principle.
Yeah, 80-20 rule, right?
And 80-20, it's like the subscription rate to direct messages.
You see that everywhere in life.
80-20, it's everywhere in life. And I think it's even in nature as well. It's freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even 80% of my podcast revenue is from 20% of a source.
There you go.
It's literally everywhere. Every single aspect of life. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just something that's everywhere for sure.
Yeah. What have you seen with these top models? Like, do they have anything in common?
Usually it's what I've noticed. It's not the hardcore adult entertainers, if you want to call it that. The ones that are doing crazy stuff on camera where you're like, oh my God, like I don't even want to look at that. It's more so the ones that really just do provide that girlfriend experience. So
interesting.
We find the girl next door. Do you understand what I mean by girl next door?
Just like the normal girl.
So she's attractive. Imagine if you're in high school or you're at college, university, And there's that girl in your class where you're doing your work and you look at her, you look over at her, you're like, she's not a supermodel, but you're like, yeah, like I'd date her.
Relatable, yeah.
Yeah, she's not like out of your league, but she's attractive. Those type of girls perform extremely well because that's where those men find that connection. And that's what we've found. Those types of girls are the highest earners.
That makes sense because when girls do too much work on their face, it feels unattainable.
Yep, correct.
For a normal guy.
Correct.
But if it's just a girl that looks like a high school girl and college girl.
Not necessarily underage.
Yeah. Not under 18, guys.
Yeah.
But that is a thing too. When girls turn 18, I heard their first month is crazy.
Oh, I've never heard that, but I do know definitely. I mean,
a
lot of females are more desired from about 18 to 25. That's kind of...
So no MILF category clients?
We do have some, but a lot of our top performers are definitely 18 to 25.
Yeah. I remember when Bad Baby joined, the Catch Me Outside girl. Yeah. Dude, it did like 1 million in a day. Crazy.
Wow.
Guys are weird.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I'm not one to comment, but I suppose it's part of the business model. But yeah, I've personally never been a customer of OnlyFans, but I did notice the demand, and I went, okay. As you mentioned before, when you mentioned that word funnel, I thought, okay, I've built high ticket sales companies before. I've built training products before. I've built drop shipping courses before. I've done drop shipping businesses. I've done affiliate marketing. I've tapped into all of these different online sources of revenue since I was about 17 or 18 years old, and more traditional online business industries or verticals. And I just saw this potential in OnlyFans, and I thought, this is just a funnel. What if I build a funnel to recruit models, and what if I build a funnel to actually market the models? So you've got, that marketing and sales side, and that operational side. And when you understand how to do direct response messaging, for example, when you click on a Facebook ad, it takes you to a page where there's a bit of writing, maybe a video, and then a button at the bottom that says, oh, click this button to buy. I'm sure you would definitely know what a funnel and direct response marketing is. I'm sure some of your viewers do. But when you understand those core fundamental principles, I'm not really much of a general marketer, but when it comes to direct response, I just love that. Like I can determine what the ideal client profile is, figure out the correct messaging, just really think about, what does this person want? How can I create an offer to intrigue them? How can I make this offer so irresistible that they go, I just have to buy this thing after they read it. They're like, click, money, screw it. Bought,
That's why online marketing is one of the best skills you could have.
It is because especially online, just with the sophistication of platforms like Meta, Google, TikTok, etc., with their targeting, it's insane.
So crazy
how detailed you can get with targeting, and I don't care that they have my data.
I don't give. And their AI is so good these days. I barely even target these days.
Me too.
Because it knows.
I use a lot of broad targeting as well, actually. And it just...
Back in the day, you had to get nitty gritty with
10 ad sets. Do all the nerd stuff.
I remember duplicating the budget. Those are the days, bro. Yeah, now you just let it rip.
You pretty much just do that.
Yeah. There's no point in hiring an agency these days.
Yeah, it's not too difficult to actually run ads if you know what you're doing. At the core of it, it comes down to your offer. Yeah. Because if you've got your product market fit, as long as you've got a good product and a good market, the kind of one thing missing from that is message or offer. Right. Because you could have an awesome product and you're pitching it to the perfect people to buy your product. But if the way you pitch it is terrible, they're going to be like, eh. Yeah. So it's kind of product, market, and offer fit.
Product's super important. Yeah, I used to try to force bad products, but it's way easier just to have a good product.
It is considerably easier, especially then you get that back end, like flywheels kicking in when people then refer other people. And a good product, Apple wouldn't have scaled if their iPhone one was bad.
Facts. Word of mouth. That's how I get a lot of clients, actually. Yeah. That's how you know you have a good product.
Definitely.
If there's creators watching this, what is their minimum revenue requirement to work with you?
So we work with a bunch of creators. We've really specialized in helping girls grow from literally nothing to 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 a month plus within the first 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even if they're doing nothing, you'll help them?
Yeah, because really, as long as they've got a good audience, it does depend on their pre-existing audience and time dedication. So if they've got a reasonable audience, say 10, 15,000 followers, let's just use Instagram as an example, moderately attractive.
Who's judging that at your company?
Yeah. And And what was the third element I was thinking of?
Work ethic?
And work ethic. So at about 2 hours to 2.5 hours per day,
Okay.
they will easily get to 10K.
Really?
Oh, it's because if you think about it, 10K, it's $333 a day.
Yeah.
So they've got one picture gallery will sell for $50.
Mm-hmm.
If the girl is making 20 pieces of content per day, she's got 100 fans. She's got people tipping on her main things. She's acquiring purchasing different costumes,
Right.
etc. And just messaging with the right things on the free platform, the free side once someone subscribed to the page, along with all the paid private content. Sometimes we've had people, I'm not kidding you, pay $500 for like a sock.
What?
So we had one girl, she was like a bit of a gym girl, and someone messaged and said, oh, can you wear those pink socks? Take a picture of it whilst you're working out, and then send it to me on the same day and show me so I know that you were wearing them. You know, things like that.
Whoa.
It happens. And
Yeah, I've
people
heard of-
paying $100 for maybe a 30-second video where you say, oh, hey, can you say my name and like maybe dance for me or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And that's why these men, they don't even care if they know for a fact it's a maybe a management agency working on their account. They don't care because at the end of the day, they want that content from that girl
Right.
for whatever reason.
They still get the custom video or the custom item.
Yeah, and the custom, that's why I mentioned with a good manager, 80% comes from the direct messages
Wow,
and private
that's
content
huge.
compared to 20% from the subs. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
So
girls
if you-
sell their bathwater, lingerie.
Yeah, we've definitely done lingerie. I've not personally seen Bathwater,
She
but
made
I
$1
know
million
it
off it,
exists.
I think. Yeah, I think she's in Vegas too.
Wow.
They stopped it though. They stopped. She used to sell that and then her farts in a jar.
Wow.
She made $1 million off those.
My God.
Yeah, not bad, right?
Yeah, not bad. I wouldn't do it personally, but I don't think someone would want to pay me $1 million for that either. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a female thing. I don't think people would buy guys.
No.
Bathwaters.
No.
Maybe. I don't know. If you're
Maybe,
gay, I don't
maybe
know.
you can try it, Sean.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let me know how that goes.
No, I'm good on that. But yeah, it's interesting how you could sell stuff like that for sure. And feet pics.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
There's
there
a
must be
site
fetish,
that.
yeah.
Did you know there's a site that
Yeah,
ranks
it's
your
called Feet Finder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it has rankings though too.
Huh.
Pretty interesting, man. I wonder how they rank it. Like,
Yeah.
it must be based off user like votes or something.
It would be some form of algorithm like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Dude, anything else? What else are you working on outside of this?
So really I've got another few companies focusing on, as I mentioned a bit earlier, like my real expertise fundamentally, it's in funnel development, direct response, etc. High ticket. Like I've consulted companies that sell offers for 100K, 200K, 50K, 2K, 5K, everything in that range. Like I've seen it all. So I do actually have another company that I am starting up as well. Most of my other companies are passive, like owner absentee. We've got another one that I'm starting soon where we're just going to help people that are selling any offer for above 5, 10K to just absolutely blow them up. Like we've done multiple 8 figures from OnlyFans management and also by helping. We've got more than 300 clients right now that we actually help grow their own OnlyFans agencies.
Yeah.
And they work with us for 5 years where we ensure that they actually get that result that they're looking for. So we've got 2 elements of our agency whereby the first is obviously running our own agency where we recruit models and we recruit like between 5 to 10 models per day. And we've been doing that nonstop for about a year and a half
Wow.
now. Yeah, so we've got, it's just marketing,
huge
just a bit of
roster.
ad spend, just a bit of ad spend. And yeah, we recruit models and then when we've got clients, as I mentioned just then, we've got 300, we just give those models to our clients to help them kickstart their agency because someone comes in, no digital marketing experience and they go, gosh, funnels, direct response, what are all these words? I've never heard them
Right.
before. We help them and we say, all right, forget about that. Here's your models. Here's how to train your staff. In fact, here's staff training for you. Just hire some people offshore for $5 an hour. Here's the training to give them. Here's all the spreadsheets to give them. Here's all the resources and scripts that these people can use when messaging. And yeah, just put them in your channel and let it rip.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
it's a very systemized thing that we do there. So we have a little bit of a profit share on the back. So that's the reason we actually did this because we thought, okay, we're pretty good at this, right? We know what we're doing. can we get 10,000 models in our agency? This is what we were thinking a year ago. We thought, okay, let's get 10,000 models and get them each to do 5,000 a month, and we'll have a 50% management fee. So make 2,500 times 10,000 a month.
Is that 2.5 million?
2.5 mil, I think, off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And we were thinking that'll be our business. Let's do it. Obviously, at that sort of scale, it did get a bit difficult. We scaled very quickly to 1,000 actually. And we went, okay, this is maybe a little bit harder to manage than we thought. So we kind of pivoted and we went, okay, we've still got this vision. We know this industry is going to be around for the next 5, 10. The industry will be around forever. OnlyFans as a platform will be around for at least 5, 10 years. You know, I'd bet my bank on it. So we thought, okay, how can we essentially still get this sort of volume without the operational headache? Or what if we bring in other business owners and we'll just take a smaller slither because they're doing the work, we just teach them what to do. So we're kind of scaling that way. Similar to like a franchising model with, say, you know, McDonald's. They wouldn't be able to be one of probably the biggest fast food company in the world if they just had one restaurant, right? There's a reason they franchise it, because they know that their individual franchise operators are going to be more dedicated to ensuring their success than if they just hired a member of staff, for example, and it would be an operational headache.
Yeah.
Whereas when they've got our clients aren't franchisees, but they are licensees. So essentially they've got a license to operate our system, which is proven to work. And it's pretty much the same fundamental concept. And yeah, just, you know, our system works. We help them by providing them with models, training, VAs, pretty much everything they need to just get in there, kick it off, and, you know, take it to the moon and scale it with our primary goal being 30K USD profit per month as quick as possible.
I love it. We'll link that below. Any other links or things you want to promote?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely check me out on YouTube, just at Michael Noicos. And yeah, I'll give you the link afterwards for where either models can look to join Banks Management, and also if anyone wants to start an OnlyFans management agency with a, you know, proven to work system, I'll also give you that link as well, and it pretty much goes through all the finer points. I pretty much covered it on the show, to be honest. It couldn't be a simpler business model. Like, I know 13-year-olds, even though they probably shouldn't be running a business like this, that do run a business like it's insane, because it's just so easy.
That's brilliant.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah, we'll link below. Thanks for coming on, man. That was fun.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me, Sean.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys, as always. See you tomorrow.